Hello friend, welcome to Main Engineering Hub. This is your narrator, Chief Engineer Ravi Gupta. Today we'll talk about the theory of compression. In today's video, we'll see what are the different type of compression: adiabatic, isothermal, and polytropic. How these three compression cycle is different from each other, and after that we'll see why we prefer multi-stage compression above the single stage compression. So friend, if you are watching the Marine Engineering Hub video for the first time, I want to tell you Marine Engineering Hub is a platform where we make video like this which will be beneficial for your MU class 1, class 2, class 4 and for your ship service purpose. So please like the channel and don't forget to subscribe. Friend, if you are giving right now MU class 4, class 2 examination, I request you to take the membership. You can find a lot of video which will be beneficial for your examination and for your oral purpose. So let's start the today video of theory of compression. So this you are seeing is a PV graph in which the compression cycle is beginning from here to here. The area enclosed inside this graph is called work done. So suppose this is a 1 bar and this is a 10 bar. So to raise the pressure from 1 bar to 10 bar, the area enclosed inside is this area, which is shadow, is called amount of energy consumed by the compression cycle. So now what is a isothermal compression? When your piston is moving from BDC to TDC, at that time it will reduce the volume of air from this to this. So your volume of air was this, it was reduced to this, and that is called compression. So the amount of air which was compressed in that time, whenever you are compress something, it will produce heat. So isothermal compression is a type of compression in which the amount of heat generated is removed at the same rate at which the temperature rise. It means that during the compression cycle, the heat is removed at the same rate as it is produced. It means that there will be the temperature rising will be 0. It means that if in isothermal compression the temperature remain constant. Why? Because the heat is removed in the same rate at which it is produced, causing the temperature to be constant. If anybody asks you on which principle the compressor cycle work, it work on a principle of a Boyle's law, which state PV is equals to constant. So in ideal condition, we want to achieve isothermal compression. Why? Isothermal compression is a type of compression which consume least amount of work or least amount of energy to do the compression. But this compression is not practically possible because it require very slow speed compression to ensure that the heat is released or heat is extracted at the same time during the compression for keeping the temperature constant. For that reason, this is not practically possible. So it is like a idle gas. Now what is a adiabatic compression? Now you are seeing this graph, PV graph. So suppose this was the work done, the area shaded portion. This is the adiabatic compression and this is the isothermal compression. So this is a 1 bar, this is a 10 bar. In volume is this and volume is here this, and the area enclosed is the work done. So the work done in case of adiabatic compression is more than the isothermal compression. So how much more? So this is the this amount is the more work consumption for the adiabatic compression. Now what is a adiabatic compression? Adiabatic compression is a type of compression which is so fast that the heat removed during the compression is 0. It means that in a adiabatic compression there will be no heat is exchanged during the compression cycle. All the work on the gas is converted into the internal energy, causing the significant rise in the temperature. So it means in adiabatic compression, heat extracted during the compression is 0, and all of that is converted into the internal energy, and therefore the energy consumed for the adiabatic compression is extreme. So the maximum amount of energy which can be consumed during the compression is during the adiabatic compression, and the least amount of energy which can be consumed during the compression is the isothermal compression. Now what we want to follow a graph in between isothermal and adiabatic, which we call polytropic compression. So what is the polytropic compression? Polytropic compression is a compression cycle in which the heat removed during the compression is partial but not at the same rate as it is produced during the compression. It means in polytropic compression the heat is removed in some amount of percentage but not completely, and hence it fall in between the adiabatic and isothermal. So the practical in industry we are following polytropic compression. It is a hybrid between the adiabatic and the isothermal. Now one thing you should see that in case of a isothermal compression, N is 1. Here N is gamma, which is equal to 1.4, but in case of polytropic the N is in between the 1 and gamma, that 1 and 1.4, the value of N will be around 1.2 to 1.3. So PV is equal to N. The N value will be 1.2 to 1.3 for the polytropic compression, and as lower as we can keep, it means that if your value is 1.1, 1.2, if it is 1.1, it means you are consuming less energy. If it is 1.2, you are consuming more energy. So your target should be to extract maximum amount of heat during the compression. For that, bring us to the next topic, single stage versus multi-stage. But before that, let us summarize the whole thing. So there are 3 compression cycle: isothermal, adiabatic, polytropic. In industry we are using polytropic compression. In isothermal compression the heat is removed fully. In adiabatic the heat is removed 0, but in polytropic heat is removed partially. The temperature during the compression is constant. It is increasing very sharply because it is converted into internal energy. In polytropic it is increasing moderately. After that, the isothermal compression, the work input, the amount of energy consumed for the isothermal compression is least. The work energy required for the adiabatic compression is maximum, and in between that is the intermediate, is the polytropic compression. So the N is 1 here, N is gamma, which is 1.4, and N is in between the 1 and gamma, which is 1.1 to 1.3. So that is the summary of the 3 compression cycle. Now let's come to the second topic, which is the single stage versus multi-stage. So if anybody tell you, okay, this is the, here is a 1 bar and here compression is a 10 bar. So you want to compress the gas from 1 bar to 10 bar, what you will do? Whether you will compress it in a one go from 1 to 10, or you will compress it in a 2 part. In first part you will compress it from 1 to 1 bar to 5 bar, and in second stage you will compress from 5 to 10. So what you will prefer? So if you do in 2 stages, it's called multi-stage compression, and if you do in single stage, it's called single stage compression. So if you are compressing in a one go from 1 to 10 bar, it will be called a single stage compression, and in single stage compression the amount of work consumed is more than the multi-stage. Now let us see how. So basically here you are seeing, suppose this is a polytropic graph and you are consuming the energy enclosed in it. Now you are following the multi-stage graph. So now what is happening, let's see. Here is the 1 bar, here is the 1 bar. Now 1 bar to here you are going, and it is a 5 bar here. Now at this point 5 bar, now you are doing some cooling by the help of a intercooler. So from 1 to 5 bar you are compressing, and then you are intercooling the gas in between, which will cause the reduction in volume because the air will cool down, it will take less space. So what will happen, after 1 to 5 bar, at 5 bar you are cooling, so the air is taking same amount of air is taking less space because it is cool, so it is coming to this point. So now in this point what is happening, now from this point the second stage compression is beginning, and it is going like this, and it is now here it is coming to 10 bar. So your 1 to 5 bar is here, and in second stage from here to here. So now if you are following a single stage compression, this graph you will follow, this graph you will follow. But if you are following a second stage compression, you will follow this graph till here, and after that you will follow this graph. So it will be like this. It will look like this. It means that this amount of energy is been saved. This which is shaded portion, it is the amount of energy which is saved if you are following a multi-stage as compared to the single stage. So thus multi-stage compression is the more advantageous. Why? Because you are able to do the intercooling, which is causing the reduction in the amount of air volume, and hence increasing the efficiency of a compressor, because it is increasing the volumetric efficiency, which is causing the amount of energy to be used less. So now let us try to understand from this cycle. So here what is happening, the suction is coming here and it is coming here. Now the piston suction will come, when it will discharge from first stage, it is coming here out here, and now here it is the intercool. Now suction will come here, from here it will go out, it will be intercooled here. In this intercooling process, the volume will decrease and the volumetric efficiency will increase, and after that it will go inside the suction on second stage here. After that it will come out from here, discharge, and it will go here, and it will be after cooled, and then it will go to the air bottle. So this is how the air flow look like: suction, then discharge from here, then suction to second stage, and discharge from here, and then going to air bottle. In between this cycle, this is called intercooling cycle. This intercooling cycle is causing the increase in the volumetric efficiency and reduction in the work done. So friend, if you have learned something from this video, then please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe. Please take the membership. I guarantee you will gain a lot, and you can find a lot of videos which are yet to be released. Thank you friend, have a good day.